Hey, welcome to Second Chance Youth Ranch TV. We have a lady named Amy all the way from Grant County, and you don't want to miss her foster care story. So we'll be right back with Amy Barrentine. Welcome to Second Chance Youth Ranch TV. I'm Perry Black, and on this show we have a very special guest all the way from Baptist Health, Amy Barrentine. Amy, tell me a little bit about you. Did you grow up somewhere?
I'm from Kilgore, Texas.
Kilgore, Texas. Mm-hmm. I've heard of it, but give me some demographics. What's that near?
It is 3.5 hours from here. It's in eastern Texas. It's a blue-collar oil field town. It was really big in the oil boom.
East of Dallas?
It's 2 hours
almost
east
in Louisiana then.
Mm-hmm, 2 hours east of Dallas, Fort Worth, and an hour west of Shreveport, right on the Interstate 20 corridor.
East Texas. Mm-hmm. I said demographics. I don't think that's demographics. I think that's more geography.
Well, the demographics are that it has Kilgore Junior College that has at the time I was growing up, the lowest accepted TOEFL rate, which is your English as second language.
Oh, yeah.
And so I grew up, Kilgore's extremely diverse for being a small southern town. We always knew who was having a conflict in the world because you had Yugoslavians, Serbians, Croatians.
Really? All in Kilgore?
All in Kilgore, Texas. You had...
What was it that drew people from all over the world to a small community?
Kilgore Junior College, and if you did not know English well and you were trying to escape civil unrest or civil war, you would do your absolute best to apply to get into college, and Kilgore College had the lowest accepted score on the English as your second language.
Well, how about
and
that?
So you always knew you would see a new wave of people. We had a lot of people from Nepal, so I think that most people think of growing up in a small southern town as it's predominantly either black or white people, and for me it wasn't. It was like the UN.
Yeah, you were. Yeah. When first time I ever flew to Miami, it was like flying to Kilgore because everybody on that plane but me spoke a language other than English, and I was still working on English.
That's right.
Yeah, it was amazing. So tell me, did you go to high school in Kilgore?
I went to Kilgore High School, or Kilgore School District, my entire life, graduated.
Did you go on to the junior college?
Well, I started out, I was very fortunate and received a mentorship program to go to vet school at Texas A&M.
So you're going to be a veterinarian?
Absolutely.
I wanted a Corps vet. Is that the same thing?
No, sir.
I wanted a vet.
Nope.
No.
There was a local vet that ran a program, and Texas A&M at the time was looking for women to enter into a program for large animal veterinary medicine. And it's what my dream was. I never wanted to be married. I never wanted children. I just wanted to be a veterinarian. And so I had to do my prerequisites at Kilgore College and attend a certain amount of time at Texas A&M, and that was what I'd hoped my life would be.
So did you grow up on a farm, and
I was
raised
part
of 4-H and all that kind of stuff?
My parents were both school teachers. My father was secondary education for special ed, and my mother was primary elementary special education. They both taught in excess of 25 years. They both had 2 master's degrees, and we lived on a farm. And
Is that why you loved animals and wanted to ultimately be a vet?
I just didn't. You really didn't trust people that weren't good to animals.
Hello.
You might not like the bull, but you respected the bull and you took care of the bull.
Yeah.
And so we had a few hundred acres, and Dad raised a couple of hundred beef cattle, and he had a dairy, and then we had a few hundred acres that he ran truck farming in, and so we sold to Brookshire's, Walmart, Kroger's, watermelon, tomatoes.
If he was a school teacher, and both parents were school teachers, and he had dairy cattle, they have to be milked early in the morning. So did he milk before he went into school, or did he have some cowboys helping him out?
He had slave labor like us.
Yeah.
And, he did it. That aspect of our life was dwindling down about the time I came along. I was born later in life to my parents, but my 2 brothers were active in that with him.
So you're the baby girl?
I'm the only girl in the whole community, the only baby in the entire community. I was the golden child. I did no wrong.
Yeah,
I could get away with murder.
You're the baby girl. So how did you make your way from Kilgore, Texas to now up in Grant County, up around Sheridan and Grapevine, et cetera?
I've had an accidental life. I was dating a man, and we had a child. He was the village idiot. And that detoured me from vet school.
How old were you about this
21.
time? 21. Okay.
I was totally devastated, mad at the world. And my whole course of action, anywhere, anytime, any place, was to get back to Texas A&M, restore that program that I was in. And God had other plans. He was laughing at mine. God will finance His plans for your life, not your plans for your life, unless your plans and His plans are the same plans.
All right, you brought up God. So growing up in the country, on a farm, did y'all attend church in Kilgore?
Oh, absolutely. Forest Home Baptist Church, every time the doors were open.
And now you're up in Grant County. Where do you go?
Lost Creek Baptist.
Lost Creek. Seemed like by now they'd find that creek.
I know. I haven't seen it, actually. I keep looking for it.
But that's where? In the
Sheridan.
Sheridan.
Kenneth Click is our pastor, and it's a fantastic congregation of folks.
What time y'all have church on Sunday morning?
They start, usually run from 9 to about 11:45.
So good place for people to drop in?
Absolutely.
Visitors are welcome.
Absolutely. Yeah. Come as you are.
You know, I had a lady here, she was visiting our church, had family already here, and she told me one day, she said, I know you're just being friendly to me till I join. I said, now after you join, we're going to treat you like family.
Yeah, come on, join up, hitch up, help Paul.
So we got a minute 20 here. So you made your way up this direction.
I was trying to figure out what I wanted to do with life afterwards, and I was working at Walmart. My son was a little less than a year old, and I was still living on the farm and the ranch there with my parents, and walked out of the receiving area one day, and my husband was working there. And God spoke to me and said, that's the man you're going to marry. And I literally went home devastated, crying my eyes out. And the women of my family were like, can we help you? Because I'm not a crying kind of woman. Yeah. I said, I think I'm either mentally ill or God's working in my life. And they're like, why would you say that? And I said, well, God spoke to me, like audibly spoke to me, that I have to marry this guy that's working in the paint department at Walmart. And I just know. No, I said, he's wearing polyester pants and a blue shirt with windmills embroidered on it, and it's devastating. It's not what I want.
I'm going to have to straighten him out.
I'm telling you. And so we trucked along, and it wasn't too long after that
you got married. So we're going to come back to that after this brief break. Because I understand he was a military veteran and made his way into law enforcement. And obviously you have straightened him out. So we're going to take a brief break. We'll be back with Amy in just a minute. So don't go away. We'll be right back, Second Chance Youth Ranch TV.
Hey there. If you're seeing this video, that means you're interested in learning more about Family Church Bryant. And what better way to show you than go through a Sunday morning here at church? Let's go. Good morning, Mr. Lynn.
Sir?
Doing good. How are you?
Good.
Good. Oh, absolutely. Thank you.
First things first, you gotta have your coffee. Our coffee shop is stocked with all different kinds of blends, flavors, and snacks. So don't worry if you miss breakfast, because we got you covered. Here at Family Church, we have groups for all stages of life. Of course, we want to make sure that your kid gets to the right place, and that journey starts at our check-in desk. After you're all checked in, you will be directed to the right childcare room. If your child is in the 1st through 6th grade, they will be in Kids Way, which is full of games, fun, and a staff that wants to show your student what it means to follow Christ. If your student is too old to be in Kids Way, then you will be directed to our TNT building. Here, they will connect with other students their age to dive deeper into the Word from a teenager's perspective and learn how to apply it to their everyday lives. It's almost 9. We better get going to small groups. From young families who desire to build relationships and grow closer to God, to professionals who want to dig deeper into the Word of God while building strong connections, I can guarantee that we have a small group here at Family Church for you to call home.
Wait, do you guys hear that? Sounds like worship is starting. Let's go.
Our service starts at 10, and we open with praise and worship songs from our live band. After our band is finished, one of our beloved pastors will take the stage, lead offering, and open us in prayer. As the offering plates are passed, we announce what's going on around the church and events that can help you get more involved. Finally, Pastor takes the stage to bring us the uncompromised Word of God. After service is over, you can end right where you began, in our coffee shop. Here you can meet some of our pastors who make Sundays at Family Church possible. They can answer any questions about getting involved in the church, whether that's through small groups or one of the many events we have during the week. As a first-time guest, you can expect a gift courtesy of the church.
You have to be here to find out what it is.
Now that you've had an inside look at what goes on here at FC Bryant, we hope to see you next week so you can see what God is doing at our church firsthand. Thank you for joining us this Sunday morning, and we cannot wait to meet you. See you soon.
Hey, welcome back to Second Chance Youth Ranch TV. On this program, we have Amy with us. She is a nurse at Baptist Health. I think she either lives on the psych ward or she works on the psych ward. Not really. What do you actually do? You're a registered nurse?
No, I'm an LPN. I'm with Baptist Home Health. I've been there, I just completed my 4th year, so I'm into my 5th.
So what does Baptist Home Health, what does that mean to somebody who's watching?
If you are, if you have an illness or a decline or a hospitalization and you require
Home care.
home care that can be provided in the home setting safely, and you have a identified caregiver, then we can come out and help you on your road to recovery.
Wow.
This can be post-surgery or just after a serious illness or something that has caused a decline in your ability to care for yourself. We have some of the most awesome nurses and therapists I've ever known in my life. I'm an old nurse, and I've been at this for many years.
How long have you been?
30 plus years.
30 years in LPN.
Said 34, I think.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now, you were going to be a veterinarian,
Yep.
so you obviously have a heart for health and healing. Started out with animals, and life took a detour. How did you go from that detour from Kilgore and wanting to be a vet? How did you take that tour all the way back? You see this guy at Walmart,
We
dressed like a bachelor.
I thought he was 50 or 60 years old. Saying that now, me being near 60, I resent those remarks. But
No, we say we resemble those
yes,
remarks.
we resemble those remarks. And about 3 months later, we had a party on my parents' ranch, and he was invited, and he got lost on the ranch roads and ended up at the main house. And you have to realize, I really believe strongly in God's will in our life.
Yeah.
And I believe strongly in prayer. When all else is going south, you better know how to pray and know who to pray to, and you better take it really seriously.
Yeah.
And so I had really been in prayer for almost 3 months about this, that, Lord, I needed you to pass this on from me. I had no intentions of ever being married again or having
Yeah.
a family like that. And so I was already at the party, and he was the last one to finish up work that night at Walmart, and so he was the last one to show, and he was quite late, and I couldn't figure out why. Well, he had ended up at the main ranch house where my parents lived, and as he knocked on the door, all of my sister-in-laws were there, and my parents. And when he knocked, he's very formal, and so he knocks, and he goes, "I'm Robert Barrentine, and I'm here," and before he can finish, they all snatch him into the house and start yelling, "This is the man Amy's going to marry."
And he just thinks he's coming to a party.
He's coming to a Memorial Day party. Has no designs whatsoever to date me.
Yeah.
I don't think we'd ever spoken.
Yeah.
And it was very devastating. And he will tell you now, he goes, "I should have turned around and run then, but the food was really good."
All right, so let me interrupt. How long have you been married now, though?
31, since 94, since Jesus left.
Yeah. Well, that's a long time.
It is, yeah.
Seems longer.
It sure does. The first 2 years were rough, and it's been pure torture
All right,
ever
now,
since.
at what point did he go in the military?
He was coming out of the military when we met.
And
he
was at Walmart?
He had been a mortarman and a door gunner on a Black Hawk while in the military, while in the Army. And he had been stationed out at Fort Ord. And he always knew that he wanted to be a police chief, always. So he did 25 years working on the police department in Tyler, Texas.
So somewhere along the line, he went from the military to Walmart. How did he then migrate over to law enforcement and getting his degree?
In Texas, the premier college for law enforcement and criminal justice, where you get your leadership officers out of, is Sam Houston State University. And some of the guys from there taught at Kilgore College, and he had studied it.
Oh,
and
cool.
He knew whenever he was getting out of the military that he wanted to go to Kilgore College, and then he wanted to go to Sam Houston, and he did. He's originally from Clarendon, Arkansas. His family, they were rice, soybean, and cotton farmers. And so we met, and about 3 months after...
A guy from Clarendon meets a girl at Walmart, sort of, kinda, and
it was a tragedy.
Kilgore, and then somehow he makes it, and y'all make your way up here to Grant County.
After he retired, he God had just blessed us with a beautiful home in Kilgore, Texas. 7-bedroom, 4-bath, 4,000 square foot Victorian style home.
Did he become a police chief?
Not there. He began to look, and we interviewed, or he interviewed at several places in Texas, and UAMS paid the best. And we never heard from any of them really. And finally he started calling, and UAMS was like, oh yeah, we hired you.
UAMS in Little Rock.
And
So
he
that's
said,
how y'all made your way up here then.
and so he happened to pass me one day in the hall, and I said, hey, have you heard anything from any jobs? And he goes, oh yeah, I forgot to tell you, we're going to Little Rock. And I said, as in like in the next 5 minutes or what?
Yeah.
This was around Christmas. And so he came on up in February of 16, and I followed in June of 16.
I'll be. Y'all have kids?
We have my son is 37 now, and he is working in the oil field. He's getting ready to go to Abu Dhabi.
Oh my.
And train for some other supervisory type roles. And then we have a 21-year-old daughter that is attending the U of A. She wishes to be a lawyer and go into politics.
Oh my. So y'all got a really interesting past. But this show, Amy, is all about fostering, mentoring, and adopting. Why in the world are you on this show? How many foster kids do y'all have?
Well, in the first litter, there's 3. Those are there are crack filler kids. We call them the spackling kids, and they are 2 26-year-olds and a 28-year-old.
Foster children.
And those are in Texas.
They have grown up and now they're adults.
So that's our first 5. And then when COVID hit, our daughter, Sophie, started in with how it was very boring on the farm. And what was Dad and I going to do with the farm? And we thought she meant as inheritance. And she said, well, no, you should foster or adopt.
And you were thinking animals.
Puppies and kittens.
Yeah.
That's very popular now. And she goes, oh, of course not. She goes, everybody wants cute, fluffy puppies and kittens, even babies. And she said, no, we need some smack-talking teenagers. And I thought she had lost her mind and needed a psych eval.
Yeah. And in reality,
There's 6 of them that come home every day.
So right now in Grant County, over near Grapevine,
Yep.
y'all have 6, you put 6 foster children on the school bus to Sheridan this morning.
Yes.
And we're praying, you said, that all 6
All 6
would get
come
off
back
that
this
bus.
evening. Yes, and I owe every teacher there and administrator
Apologies.
apologies and a steak dinner, and I need to have a prayer group for just them for tolerating my children.
We're going to take a brief break and get a Kleenex so I can dry my eyes, and we're going to watch this Project Zero video. We'll be right back with Amy.
What do you like to do for fun?
Nothing. I don't.
I think you are not telling the truth. What do you like to do for fun?
No, I'm for real. I'll be playing a lot.
Well, when you get home from school, what do you normally do?
I'll be go somewhere to my foster mom's office. My name is Jasmine. I'm 11.
If you had $1 million, what would you buy with it?
I had $1 million. I would buy some. I found, and it's in a watch.
Have you turn your neck only, but then you leave your shoulders right there, but towards the perfect angle. But keep your shoulders right there.
If you could change one thing about the world, what would you change?
To have a good family,
Why do you want to be adopted?
so I don't be in this situation. Because it's bad. What is upstairs?
Church stuff.
That one wish I'll be a butterfly.
Why is that?
I love butterflies.
What do you love about them?
They're nice and they're pretty.
My, aren't those Project Zeros videos where you actually get to see children praying and believing God for an adoptive family? You could be the answer to their prayers, just like Amy and her husband have been an answer to prayer for the foster children that live with them now and so many others over the years. What about fostering, mentoring, and adopting, Amy? You guys currently have 6 foster children because your 15-year-old daughter said, we ought to adopt.
Yeah, it's boring here. Yeah.
Yeah, it's boring, Mom. We need to adopt. You thought that was cats and dogs. And she said, no,
Sure.
kids.
Yep.
And y'all brought them in now.
And,
Y'all moved up this way. How did y'all get introduced to Second Chance Youth Ranch, and what's our connection with you?
We began to take teens. Our farm life and the fact that we both worked full time, we thought about it, we prayed about it, and we said, you know what? Not every child is right for our home. Our home is not right for every child.
That's the way it works.
But with what we do have, what can we safely offer a child?
Yeah.
Because a lot of children come in quickly to care. They haven't been assessed. You don't really know the inner workings of all of their personality traits.
And traumas.
That's right. And so we, first and foremost, it's like coming up on a wreck on the road. Do no harm, and what can you safely do?
Yeah.
And so we have to keep them safe when they come. So our main thing was on the farm, what type of child could be kept safe and grow and thrive. And so we've had some come and go. When we started it, our first 2 were 16-year-old black male gang members, one from Little Rock, one from Stuttgart. And I didn't think anything about it because I was raised in the town where everything was very diverse. And I got a call from a judge and an ad litem lawyer, and they were laughing and giggling and just carrying on. And they're like, you're not from Grant County. And I'm like, no. And they're like, you don't understand. And they kept repeating that. And I'm like, is something wrong? And they're like, you all are the first family in Grant County to accept black teenage males. And I was like, well, did we do something wrong? Because I thought that's what we signed up for.
Yeah.
So since then, there's been a long list of children come through. Some have reunited and gone home.
So the majority take teenagers.
We like the age 9 and up.
Yeah.
Those are some that can understand if you get behind the bull, he kicks. If you run up and surprise the horse or donkey, they can kick. You know, the chickens can attack you, and a pig can consume you in 8 minutes. So we need to know what you want done with anything left of you if you fall in a hog pen, and where you want the organ sent to or what hospital, and make sure you're right with Jesus before you come to the farm. So as we kept on with the teens, and there were some that were really hardcore, they had problems. And one of them's been through 44 homes. And we adopted him. And 3 days into being on our place, he came to me, and he's very serious and very talented, very handsome young man. And he said, I want to know what it takes for me to be here and stay here. And I said, well, don't lie, cheat, steal, and be honorable.
Yeah, there you go.
And a couple of the DHS workers out of Grant and Jefferson County approached us, and one from Washington County. And they said, look, you all are new to this. At times we thought you were overdoing yourselves, overextending yourselves, but you've maintained a commitment and you've shown good judgment. And they said, and what we would like to, and this is all at different times, so this is what, after we prayed about it, it's what made us really feel that it was God-led and driven, was that DHS themselves said, you need a better support system. You need a better service system.
You don't need to be out here by yourself.
That's right.
You need a network that's supporting and helping
you need, in this area of the South, in Arkansas, they said, we would really encourage you to explore Second Chance Ranch. I had no idea what Second Chance Ranch was, and we began to explore it and talk to people, and we found a lot of like-minded individuals, and the support has been phenomenal. I would encourage anybody in the foster care system, anybody thinking about it or even currently in it, if you're trying to do it by yourself or just with regular DHS, they are so overpopulated with children and understaffed with people to meet the needs, and you have a faith-based network right here that is standing ready to be the person in the gap for these children and families.
We have 3 minutes. When you met, who did you meet with? Did you meet with Billy Rachel, or did you meet with Liz?
With Liz. Liz came out, and during the time of trying to get licensed and then do all of this, my entire family died. My mother, my father, my brothers, everybody died. And so I thought, and I told my husband and my daughter, I said, you know, those people are going to think we're lying, because every time they call to set up a meeting, it's like,
somebody else has
it was
passed
like
away.
watching MASH, and there was Klinger. Klinger was always trying to get out of the military, and it's because somebody was always dying or dead or missing or pregnant or, lost in space. Yeah. And so we spoke with Liz and just loved her. She made you feel so welcomed. And then Kensington came out and met with the kids, and my kids had my kids had become like cockroaches. Every time you turn the lights on, they would scatter, because they always thought if a DHS worker was coming, they were being taken away,
yeah.
or some of them did not wish to be reunited, and they were gun shy. And they love Kensington. My boys would kill for Kensington. And it's been really odd, because your staff will call us, and at the beginning it was really funny, because they were like, hey, let us do something for you. And my husband called, and he goes, did a neighbor call and complain on us? What are people saying that make them think that they need to come out here and help us? I said, well, I don't think it's that way. I think it's just the way that they are.
Yeah.
He said, no, something had to have happened. So another one of your staff would call, hey, is there something we can do for you? Do your kids need anything? And I was like, why? What'd you hear?
Yeah.
And they're like, no, this is really what we do. And we're like, no, it's not. But it is. And you realize how callous you become out there in the world by yourself.
Yeah, just winging it on your own.
Mm-hmm.
That's what my mother did as a foster mom.
And I think it is so comforting and awesome to have a Christ-centered, faith-based believers to come alongside you and help keep you going like a NASCAR pit crew,
Yeah. We got a little less than a minute. What would you say to anybody that's watching that's been thinking about or praying about just taking that step of faith? Should they just contact the ranch and say, tell me what we can do?
Pray about it.
40 seconds.
Pray about it. Reach out. Contact the ranch. Listen to what they have to say. Follow their directions. If you can't be a foster family, find something you can do. We've not everybody can be the hands or the heads or the heart, but ask what you can do. Can you help a family with respite? Can you cook them a meal? Can you get them a gas card?
Call them and say, what is it that you need?
Yeah, and it's not always making people gun shy. It's just really nice. It was unbelievable. The difference is like having the shades taken off your eyes and seeing sunlight for the first time.
That's why this show's on the air, to let you know how you can make a difference in the hearts and lives of hurting children. Contact us, would you? In the meanwhile, we'll see you next week at Second Chance Youth Ranch TV. Bye-bye.